What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode 182. Ooh.
Oh, why'd I get this bruise? What is Jen doing to me at night?
As always, I'm Tim Gettys, joined by one of the coolest dudes in video games, Craig Miller. He's bruised.
Look at how those are perfect for Genevieve Saint-Onge pokes.
Wait,
that's what she's doing. She's
are
poking
there sex injuries?
Why is she poking you?
I can't confirm or deny if there's sex injury. I just didn't know. I don't know. Why do I have two bruises? One on the bicep, one right below the bicep. As if I took a Sharpie. Did I do this? That seems like, Kevin, have I done this on camera?
That looks like a Greg move.
It does.
What are you doing to me at night, Jen?
You think she's watching right now?
No.
No? God, no.
And of course, joining us once again, the Reverend Jared Petty.
Glad to be here.
Very happy.
Doki.
We gotta sell a shirt one day that says Doki Doki. Fucker, say it.
Doki Doki.
Thank you.
Doki Doki.
I'm opening the door. It's too hot.
Been a couple of weeks. I missed y'all.
Hot. Oh my God.
It is warm in here.
I have a stomach cramp right now. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I was telling the pre-show, I kind of have the Batman syndrome right now because I slept wrong, so my neck's all weird. Now I have to do the weird turn. Now I have a stomach cramp. I don't know what's going on.
Are you physically deteriorating?
Maybe.
I mean, are you old now?
Man. Oh yeah, it happened.
How old are you?
A couple years ago. I'm 29.
You're not old. No. You're okay. You're all right.
Yeah?
You're good. Yeah,
you're old.
I've heard it both ways.
Did you tell him that you called your shoulder blade a wing?
I didn't tell him that.
He didn't know what to call a shoulder blade. He said, "What's wrong with my wing?"
I didn't know I had eyebrows till I was 30.
It's like down here.
Huh? No.
How did you not know you had eyebrows? What is that? What did you call them?
Okay, so that's right. I've told you this story before.
I haven't heard this story.
Okay, no. So I knew people had eyebrows and I knew people had eyelashes, but in my mind they were the same thing. And I'm not just saying the same word. Like when I looked at people's faces, I didn't really notice that those were
separation?
different.
Okay.
That they were not the same. I walk around in a fog, Greg. Okay. And so one day I was talking to Angie and I was talking about like this thing, like, and she's like, your eyebrow? I was like, no, that's your eyebrow. And we were going, and she's
at
like,
30,
you don't know? Yeah, I was about 30 when this happened. We were living in Japan. I remember that. Okay. And we had this long discussion. She's like, you don't know what eyebrows are? And I was like, you don't know people have eyebrows? And so that was that. I'm not proud of that, but that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Hey, man, I didn't know where New Zealand was. It's cool.
That's a good place. So we had that map of the world.
Yeah.
America. How'd you do in America? I forgot.
70%.
Okay.
Even though, I'll have you know, while we were traveling, there was a subreddit thread that was Jared Petty is a liar. And it was a screen cap of the overhead view, and they had circled something on your map, I think, indicating that you actually got one wrong.
What did I get wrong?
I don't know. I didn't click on it. I'm not getting the clickbait. I was like, I'm a good purveyor of internet content. I read the headline and I move on.
Exactly.
Good enough. That's the opinion I have. Jared Petty's wrong.
I followed the Reddit. I missed that one.
Sure you did.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me another one. I'll look for it while you.
Okay, you're looking for it?
On it, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kind of Funny Gamescast each and every week right here on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. We get together and talk about video games, all the things that we love about them, everything that's been going on, what we've been playing. What do you got for me, Kev?
Nothing.
You're giving me a look, though.
Nah, it was almost falling out of my mouth. The lifesaver.
It was almost falling out of your mouth.
Hey, A-Rock.
A-Rock sent us lifesavers after we talked about
dude?
it.
I'm trying to do a diet and you're fucking it all up with all these lifesavers.
The good thing about lifesavers, they're no calories. They're zero.
That's not true. They have 60.
Yeah, they have and also a lot of sugar.
Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames.
But sugar's needed for blood.
And it's worth $1 because there is a pre and post show.
And it was on fire today.
Yeah,
the post show today is going to be great.
Pre-show.
We're going to come off a hot mobile gamer bullshit win for Greg. Tim's never beaten him.
The kids might have said it's on fleek.
No, the kids stopped saying that.
Did they really?
It was definitely on fire. You can get the show early on Patreon, like I said. You can watch it whenever you want on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames when it goes live on Monday at 9 a.m. Or you can listen to it on podcast services, including Spotify, by searching for the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Thank you all for all of your support, doing everything.
You could even do all three.
You could do all three simultaneously.
Wow.
That's not true.
I mean, if you time it right.
No, you can't watch live early and watch the YouTube. You know what I mean?
No, I was.
If you believe, you will succeed.
That'd be amazing if you could. There might be a way. Time paradox or something.
We'll have to. Maybe one day we'll figure out time travel, and then it'll be a thing. Shout out to Tom Bach and Eric Heitz, who are close to figuring out time travel. They are Patreon producers for many months, and I'm pretty sure if they keep subscribing to us at that level, they will learn how to.
That's how it works.
Time travel.
Is Kevin's sending them pieces and pieces of the time machine blueprint every day?
Yeah. And also, shout out to all of the Patreon supporters that supported us at that right level on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. You see their beautiful names now in July.
Tim Gettys, before we move past
right
the segment,
level.
What is it? Is it 15? Is it 20?
25.
$25. Thank you very much.
Hey, you make it happen. Thank you.
That's them.
I want to give a special thanks here. Tom Bach also came over and Patreon producer for Hop Up and a Jump Now. Thank you, Tom Bach.
is a freaking madman.
So you're telling me Tom Bach could have doubled his pledge to us, but he chose to help
No, you guys charge more than I do because you're better than me.
No, no.
It's true.
Now he says that over at reddit.com/r/kindafunny. Letho_ of Goulet writes, Jared Petty is a liar and a fraud.
Oh, what do we got?
I just watched episode 242 of the Game Over Greggy show, and I know I'm a little late, but I haven't seen any mention of this on the subreddit. But as you can clearly see, Nebraska is the state with the box dingus on the western front, and Kansas is below it. If you look at Jared's sheet for the geography test, parentheses, you may have to lean in a little bit, but the K of Kansas is very clear. He has Kansas and Nebraska swapped on his sheet. However, he tried to gloss over it and gave himself a perfect score, and the rest of them accepted it at face value. Well, you've been caught red-handed, Jared, and we, the people of Kinda Funny, mostly just me, demand justice. Side note, if this has already been brought up in the morning show, I apologize. And then the comments are awesome.
Okay, I've got to see. Does he have a picture of this?
Ken Diesel 937. Nothing is sacred. Everything is a lie. Yeah.
Okay. So I know Nebraska borders South Dakota. Kansas borders Missouri.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got here?
You clearly have them inverse. Missouri bumping up against Nebraska.
Oh, I did.
He went through. He did this too and explained it.
He's right.
I like
He's
that
right.
he described Nebraska with a dingus.
All
Kevin,
I can
you're
say
gonna need
was
to take down episode 242. We're gonna have to re-edit it and put it up.
No intentional fraud at work, merely stupidity and arrogance are responsible for
I
that.
know the middle of the country. I don't need to fact check this.
I've been to Kansas and Nebraska. I should know
me
this. I cannot believe it, but I'm especially embarrassed because Civil War history is a thing. The Kansas-Nebraska Act and the subsequent bloody Kansas conflict, very important to what would eventually become the American Civil War.
Just like the border war between Missouri and Kansas.
Oh, that's a whole other. Yeah, you know about that.
Saying,
that's right.
Guys. He's been known to lie on the show.
Who's lying?
You know what I mean?
Oh, Jared? Yeah, you're right.
It's true. I don't want his opinion right now.
Right here. It's been.
I want Greg's opinion.
It's been a rough week for games journalism and
on
lies. All right.
Overcooked 2.
Overcooked 2.
You've been playing it.
I have been.
It's
Last
out.
night, I'll
Did
tell
you
you.
buy it?
Joey! She'll come here when it catches up to her. Come here. Please come here, Joey. God, I need a hug. I need a hug. It's one of those you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Joey, you can't make him hug you.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Joey, do you
Can we
want my
shot mic
seat?
you?
Last night,
I can
Overcooked
move.
2.
Last night, I decided to start Overcooked 2 with Genevieve Saint-Ange and Grimecraft. And let me tell you, these two, they aren't in it to win it. They aren't in it to 3-star. We got all the 3 stars in the first world, right? Move on to the second world. Then they're not listening to me as I'm shouting out the right directions, how to make these sushi rolls.
Yeah.
We're falling from the sky. Hot
I
air
hate
balloons
playing
are happening.
Cooked with you.
You love playing Overcooked with me, though.
3 stars can bite my butt in any game.
Dude, there's a platinum trophy now. We'll get to that in a second. Pin in it, but there's a platinum trophy now. You need it.
That's not fun. That's compulsion.
We get the first 2 stars, and I'm like, well, you want to perfect it or move on? And her and Grimy are both like, let's move on. I'm like, you guys are just not cool. You know what I mean? Like you are
just not
You are just
cool.
not cool. You don't understand the art. Joey, explain the art of Overcooked to everyone. All right?
It's a lot of communication. It's
Like
a lot
love
of
and sex stuff.
It's a lot of trial and error.
Yes.
Figuring out who does the best thing at what, and that changes from stage to stage with all the different setups and the different meals. Very complicated. And I mean that's pretty much it. I tried playing by myself last night. Way harder.
Right, yeah,
You got to switch between the players.
No,
It's not
you're
how to use my
using the
performance.
one controller with the 2 sides or whatever, right?
I was playing on my Switch, so yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
just
okay.
Hit the left bumper and it
Very
switches
interesting.
you. I like
I'm
it.
telling you, Tim. Let's just platinum this thing and get it done. And they're just wanting to have fun and drink beer. And I'm like, guys, we need to take this serious, all right? Do you understand this is Overcooked and it's back? No, I don't. Now,
He needs help.
so here's what I'll tell you about Overcooked 2. This motherfucker's hard.
Yeah.
They like it being hard. And I think, Overcooked 1, we enjoyed it being hard as well. So most people enjoy it being hard. Me and Poe played
Just
a
like
lot of this. We
Overcooked,
enjoyed
again.
it being
Either
hard.
way, you want that hard.
Exactly. I feel the difficulty's ramped up quicker in terms of keeping the levels are crazier. What world are you in, Joe?
I'm like two stages into World 2.
Okay, yeah. And I feel like World 2 getting cooking real quick in terms of like the hot air balloons moving me around, the moving platforms between things.
They all like, there's 3 different platforms that are moving. That one's hard.
And like they introduced the
throw
throw mechanic, right? They introduced the throw mechanic for throwing food. You can't throw pots and pans and plates, but you can throw food now, both chopped and unchopped. It's like at first you're like, oh, that's cute, it'll be faster, and now it's very much like, no, you got to toss it across gaps and all that stuff, and it's like, I appreciate the challenge, but again, when you bring me Daryl Strawberry of Overcooked,
I'm so glad that you went baseball, because that's the first thing that popped in my mind when you mentioned throwing. It's like a double play suddenly.
You bring a Daryl Strawberry down here, it's like I'm playing with little leaguers. You know what I mean? And they're just not. They're trying to hit it off the tee still, and I need people out there to kill. Joey,
yes,
we got to figure out a weekend.
Yes,
when Jen is either going out of town, she has family, she has to take care of something, where you and I can just sit down and Platinum Overcooked.
Knock it all out.
Yes.
I'm down.
Now, here is the rub. The most shocking twist I've had on PlayStation 4 in quite some time. I log in yesterday, I start Overcooked. Jen grabs her controller, she logs in. Grimy grabs his controller. I'm like, do you want to log in and get your trophies? He's like, nah, dude, I'm fine. He's like, oh, no, bro. You know how Grimecraft is. Yeah. He plays as a guest. We start playing. The trophies start popping. You know, I'm getting a silver right away. Do all the orders in order? Pff, of course. How else would I do this? It's Overcooked. Get the silver right there, but it pops just for me. And I'm like, wait, why aren't they popping? For one, Janvier Saint-Ange on the PSN here. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's a privacy setting where it's just not popping or whatever. Ooh. So we jump out on her controller, go to her trophies, no trophies there. I'm like, no, go back to me. I pop out, go in there. Sure enough, Overcooked trophies for there. Overcooked, couch co-op, a game based on being a fucking co-op game, is running shit that like Lego Marvel Superheroes doing on fucking day one, where I bitched at Lego Marvel Superheroes and they made sure they never did it again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what is up with this? This is Bush League bullshit. This was one of the selling points of the PlayStation 4, because PlayStation 3, of course, you couldn't share trophies locally. Now, we were playing there locally. What the fuck, man? What the fuck, Teen 17? Of course not, she doesn't care. But I assume Joey would.
I mean, I'm playing it on Switch, so I don't
I'm just saying, like...
So no, actually no one around you cares.
Here's what I'm saying. All right, cool.
But if I was going to play with you, then it'd be like nice to get the trophy. Right,
exactly. You're going to sit there for hours on end and help me get the platinum trophy, but you get nothing?
I mean, I don't have any platinum trophies.
I know, but for
only the joy of playing, the fun of the experience.
You know, fuck that. That's not what it's about, and you know it isn't about that. I went to PlayStationTrophies.org, as I often do, and I went to the message boards just to make sure this wasn't on me. I screwed it up. And on that message board, you know what I found?
Angry people.
One post, one thread just about this. This is outrageous.
Yeah.
It is 2018, folks. This should not be happening
Would
to
you
anyone.
call it egregious?
This is egregious.
All right.
This is, I don't want to say the end of Overcooked 2. I don't want to say it's DOA because of this, but I think it might be. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to step off and not do this.
Sounds like it was
Imagine trying to convince me, Tim, let's just say you were like, I want the Overcooked Platinum Trophy. I didn't hear it, so I couldn't clap.
It's not worth it.
He said it sounded undercooked.
Good job.
Well, that was him, not me.
Great job, Jared. If you wanted the platinum trophy, you're like, Greg, you love Overcooked, right? I'm like, yeah, I fucking love Overcooked. You're like, come over this weekend and do it with me. If we sat down, this happened, I'd be like, I am gone. Goodbye. Like, I would not sit there and get nothing for this. And and I know it's not you and it's not Joey.
I get it, but if Joey was into trophies and like,
yeah. And here's the other thing I said. I bitched about it online, of course, with a community GIF, as you do, from the show community, not like a GIF made by the community.
What was the GIF?
So, Donald Glover
walking into the flaming room.
No, saying for shame.
For shame.
Like being disgusted.
Okay.
I was then told, because of course Overcooked 2 adds online multiplayer for the first time. Now you can play, Tim, you can play from your house. You can play with me. Oh, cool. And I'm like, there we go then. We're both logged in. Somebody responded, and I haven't had time to vet this, but someone responded that even the online trophies act wackadoo, where they finished all the first, single player or whatever, World 1 together, but they didn't all get the trophy. Just the main, it's like, come on, man. Why are developers continuing to focus on making fun, colorful, talented games and ignoring the trophies that they know are a huge part of it?
Perhaps, Greg Miller, perhaps they just know that in the quest for that trophy, that you want to be able to play as much as you possibly can to feed that compulsion. And that this is actually a feature, not a bug. Not an oversight.
I am outraged.
They're just trying to open the door so that you can play through the game again to help Jen get hers.
And here's the other problem with this one, is that someone said... When I was dying, it's like, yeah, it sucks. There's no platinum in Overcooked 1, obviously, but it was like this way with trophies there too. To which I don't recall that. It might be the case, but so like it kind of times out because I know, of course, Poe and I played the majority of it, and Poe doesn't care about trophies, and we played back in his house in Chicago. And if you remember, then I got my 100% at Overcooked during an Extra Life playing with Colin. But I find it hard to imagine that Colin would be. I mean, it was for the kids, so maybe he helped me there too. The bigger. I'm disappointed in myself.
I can't imagine him not wanting the trophies.
Sure, but I mean,
you guys would have noticed, and you guys would have.
And so here's my thing. Here's my thing. Is if this is in fact correct, Kevin, you look at the YouTube chat and let it know because somebody's gonna you're wrong is there. If it is in fact correct that the same problem existed in Overcooked, Kevin, can I get the one? Do you have this side camera set up?
I do not.
Can you just give me the one? No, it's not worth getting up for. I thought you could just hit a button. I don't care if it's out of focus. There you go. Good enough. Jared, get the fuck out of my shot. Get out of my shot, Jared. Here's what I want to say, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Greg Miller. And if this problem existed in Overcooked 1, I have failed you. Jared, get out of my shot. I have failed you. I should have been more vocal. I was very vocal about the Platinum Trophy. I can't. Did I sincerely, ladies and gentlemen, let this slip by me? That Greg Miller, trophy whore numero uno, sat there and saw this problem and ignored it. And didn't bitch from the highest mountaintops to make this change for you. I got you the Platinum, but I couldn't get you shared trophies. I'm a fucking failure. It's just, sometimes there's no justice. You know what I mean? This is similar to the whole Coney thing from back in the day. There's no justice.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I thought of Coney a couple days ago. Thinking about how can I work this reference into something?
Good. That was
fucking
good.
did it. Good job, Pat Greg. Yeah.
Are you done with the trophies?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Game's real fun.
Yeah. Is it compare it to the first one? Does it feel like a big sequel? Do you think it's better than the first one?
When we sat down, I haven't looked at any reviews for it. When we sat down, and I've only played the demo stuff we had done at Judges Week, and then last night playing through, I'd say the first pretty much 2 worlds, but maybe just world and a half, maybe world and 3/4.
The party mode we did.
Oh, and the party mode stuff too. Yeah. When we went to sit down, Grimecraft's like, I heard it was more of just like 1.5. Like it's a Meteor expansion or something.
Which is fine for this type of game, I think.
Playing it was very much of like, it seems crazier. The dishes are way more complicated, and it's way more complicated in a way that I'm not sure if I love it yet. But I just feel like we got there way quicker.
Do you feel like this is like an expert level, like a Super Luigi Brothers kind of expansion then, more than anything else?
I don't feel like it's an expansion. I feel like there's enough going on where I feel like they tried. They did some really weird shit that at this moment doesn't make sense to me. Of like, you have an overworld map that you drive around on, right? Just like you did in Overcooked 1.
Is the music as good as the first one?
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
Can you drive the Ninja Turtles bus around?
Kind of. You're like in it was 3 of us. We're in the bus, and like when you drive over a river now, it like puts a little raft out on it, and when you do some sky levels, you go up in your little plane, and it converts to a plane. It's like the Magic School Bus. Man. But then there was
like
these weird things
Aqua car.
Exactly, these weird things of driving around and like it's up, like levels are up on the cliff or whatever, and so it was like you had to drive over little switches that then raised little bridges for you to drive up, and it's just like why aren't these always up? Like I don't understand. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a puzzle mechanic of I ride over one and it puts one down, and yeah, exactly. It just seems like it's busy work, but then there's these hidden Kevin levels. They're called Kevin levels. Kevin the dog, a very big part. Obviously, everybody knows Kevin the dog from Overcooked. But like, you unlock the first one, and they're like, "Hey, these are levels that are hidden around."
Everyone know Kevin the dog from Overcooked.
That's true. Did you fucking play Overcooked? You know the Onion King. You know Kevin. They're way harder. Like World 1 was like super easy. Like make salads, and we were just fucking crushing it, no problem. Then we went there, and it was like insanity. Right. No, you get away from it. And then even when you went to World 2, it suddenly was like sushi and stuff. But then it was like the other Kevin level we did, or maybe not there, but one of them introduces like, okay, cool, like you have to steam stuff. So it's like you cut up the shrimp, you got to give it to a person, or you take the shrimp, you put it into a mixer, you put flour in with the shrimp in the mixer, they mix, you take that out, you get it, you put it into the steamer, that makes like a steamed pork bun or whatever, shrimp bun, I guess. Whatever.
Do you put the lime in the coconut and then
you drink it all up? Okay. You put it there, you put it out. Like there's a whole bunch more happening. So it's way more. I hesitate to say that, like, I think Overcooked caught us all off guard the first time around, right? Of like, wow, what a fun, cool game. We all yell at each other. This game, I feel like, ramps up the difficulty so fast in a way that I think might be a turnoff for some. Where even last night I was like, whew, man, I could go for a break right now. Like, we're cooking here. We are at it. Now, I've said all that, and I've taken my break, and now I'm like anxious to get back to it. Yeah. Of course, I want to bring a real Chef Joey in there. You know what I mean?
So a lot of times when there's like these sequels that people kind of are saying are 0.5 things, there's a lot of gimmicks that they add just to change things up, just to like try to make it feel like a sequel. The throwing mechanic seems like a pretty big departure from the first game. Does that feel more gimmicky, or does it feel like it kind of meshes?
It feels like, hey, it's a mechanic you were already kind of doing. In Overcooked 1, you would run and then let go of food to kind of give it this oomph, especially when I'm thinking of like driving in the cars side by side, trying to get stuff over before they separated. So I didn't feel like it was super gimmicky. It's a new thing. I do think it changes the gameplay drastically, especially when we were working on levels. Like the one we were doing last night that was one of the dumpling ones. Jen was up there steaming things, but then she was the only one who could chop over there. So she tried to toss stuff to us, but since she was already on a level, it was going out the windows into the street across the way. Like they're making you want to work with it. And one of the trophies is like catch 100 items, and I'm like, that's gonna be tough. But then like the first time we got to one of those levels where she was over there and Grimy and I were over here, it was her tossing. And if you're just like in the vicinity, you catch it. You don't have to do anything, which is nice.
Is there Blue Apron DLC available yet?
Not yet. I don't know. I think Blue Apron put all their money into that Chrissy Teigen deal. That might have been a mistake on their part. You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, I totally enjoy it. I feel like it's, maybe I'm just rusty, and again, maybe it ramped up faster than Overcooked 1, but I do feel like, man, this is like more stressful than ever. But again, it's because Jen and Grimecraft want to have a good time. Let's drink a fucking few.
I think that's what you want from an Overcooked sequel. I don't want, you talked about the gimmicky stuff going in and stuff. I don't want gimmicky stuff for something like that. I made the comparison earlier, something like a Super Luigi Brothers. I want what I'm used to, but ramping up very quickly to push me in ways that I haven't been pushed before. I don't want to fundamentally change the gameplay of a game like that.
It seems
not
like,
in a second game.
And that's the thing, is like the level, like I was talking about the hot air balloon one. We were up there, and then a storm happened, like mid-level, and we crashed down to the ground, and then now there were like spontaneous little fires on the ground, but we also like crashed into a different kitchen. So it was like we were making, I'll say salads, I forget, but then for sure we had to start making sushi, and it was like kind of pandemonium of like, oh, you know how Overcooked is. I got my rhythm. I know what I'm doing. I'm going this way. You guys go that way, and then they switch it on you, which is cool.
That was one of the episodes that we did, or one of the.
Did that happen in one of the party mode we did? Hey, everybody, go watch party mode. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
Dead Cells is another game that came out this week.
Yeah.
You been playing it?
I play, yeah. So what we're gonna open up Greg's vault. You know, I'm a very private person. I don't share many stories about myself.
No, you're a very, very, very quiet man.
As you know, I'm in a committed relationship with one Octopath Traveler, where we are very much in love.
Is that where you got your bruises?
I am. We don't talk about it. I ran into a door. Holding
oh
the
no,
Switch.
that wasn't that kind of joke. No. Oh Lord.
I thought
no.
you were making.
No,
I thought you were saying
I was going back to the sex injury.
Well, no, but I'm not. Yeah, no, I know. Well, yeah, but either way, I mean,
I want to be very clear. It was not a joke about Octopath Traveler hitting you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I took it. See,
No.
this is improv. We're just going where
that was not at all.
So
what
you
I
were
intended.
saying I was fucking my machine, and I was saying the machine was hitting me.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
one of those I'm very comfortable with.
Let's get
The
on the
other I'm
same
not.
page. I fuck the shit out of this machine.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Every day, right in the little heat vent, right there.
Joy-Cons.
Yeah, with my
You know what
no, were any on the show? I was gonna say with my candy corn.
Yeah,
But you were there. You were there for that one, right?
It was in fact candy.
Gary
corn.
would have. Let's get back on track. I love Octopath Traveler. I've been playing a lot of Octopath Traveler. Remember how I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about the grinding shit. I went into a cave, just grinded the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I had such a great
All
fucking
right.
time. Such a great fucking time. Did an hour. Everybody's where they need to be. We're back out there doing fucking missions. I'm taking out left hands. It'll make sense if you play it ever. I'm taking out the left hand guy. I'm all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? I'm out there. What do you got for me, Tress? All right, we're doing this thing. Alf, he's out there casting spells, healing people up. I got Ophelia leveled up. She's just like, hey, everybody, blah, blah, just healing the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, you talk about Alf casting spells. All you see is Gordon Shumway, like with a wizard hat.
I wish.
It'd
Me
be
too.
Amazing.
However, on the ride back or whatever, in our recent travels, I was very much like, I've had Dead Cells on the Switch forever. I played it at PAX, right? And it was, I know I'm gonna like this game. This game seems awesome. When I got it and downloaded it, my problem was I can't start it because if I start it, I'm gonna start ignoring Octopath. I want to beat Octopath. I do not want to do the Greg Miller. There's so many things to play, and I just got distracted. You know. Especially with London coming up, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the Switch battery, and especially because the Switch is fucking awesome. I'm playing on the bus, yada yada. I tweeted about it. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I want to play it to have something to say about it, but then I also want to stay away from it. One, Brian Altano from IGN.com popped up, and he was like, listen, dude, you got to play it. It's not going to be the same as Octopath. You play it in 20, 15 minutes, 30-minute chunks. Just do a level and put it back down. And I was like, you know what, Brian? I will. I said this mentally because, of course, I just broke down and I tweeted it and then I got on the plane and then I played it myself. But it's exactly what Brian said would happen, where I played a lot of Octopath. I lost a boss battle. I was like, you know what? Let's pop over to Dead Cells. Popped over to Dead Cells. What I remember from the PAX demo was how pretty the game is. Like, it's super colorful, super nice. Controls well. I didn't remember it being funny. I don't know if I didn't see any of that. So when you start Dead Cells, I've only done one run, right? And I think I was in it for 20, 25 minutes. you start off and there's you immediately run into a character who kind of gives you the vibe like, oh, you're dead and you keep coming back. She was funny. When I ran back into her later, it was funny. And then like even like the characterization of the goo head guy you are, of just like moving around in these dead bodies, that was comical. But then to get going, and I was like, so is this like Spelunky, where my problem with Spelunky was I felt like it was kind of unforgiving of I get hit a couple times and it's over and I'm dead and I restart.
Unforgiving, yeah. Spelunky hates you and wants to hurt you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Dead Cells wants to hurt you, but it doesn't want to punish you.
Right.
And that's what I really appreciated. And so I jumped in, I had my sword, I picked up the shield as my secondary, ran through a little bit, got a little bit of life knocked off, then eventually get the upgrade. Or, you get all these different upgrades. Have you played it? I keep pointing at you.
Dead Cells, you keep playing them. No, I am almost completely clean on Dead Cells.
Oh,
so I'm
okay,
actually
that's
really
great.
excited.
So like, you eventually run into upgrades as you go, and it's like it's either red, green, or I think blue's the other color, and it's active. It tells you these different bonuses, and I'm equipping them. I'm doing this. I'm getting the one that when I kill enemies, I get a little bit of health back. All this stuff. I'm like, this shield's been fine, but like there's a teleportation system for these portals you unlock. I unlock one, I go back to the start. I trade it out for the bone arrow. I jump back to where I was. I'm like, fuck, this is great. Like this is similar to what we're how much I loved Rogue Legacy. And again, I think Rogue Legacy in the beginning for sure, way harder than this.
Right.
I feel like I'm already when I got hours into Rogue Legacy, where I was like, I can hang in these dungeons for a while. That's where I am with Dead Cells. I think I actually died in my run because I was like, oh, let's just push it. You know what I mean? Let's just see what happens. Because I was like, and I want to get back to Octopath. Again,
Yeah.
committed relationship. I don't want her to see, hey, is he over there fucking a different game? No. Coming back to fuck you with my candy corn. What? We're leaning into a metaphor Jared made up. If you don't like it, Kevin, you know where the door is.
It's open.
It's hot in here. But yeah, I totally loved it, and I want to get back to it. And I do think what Brian was saying really stands the test of time, where, yep, all right, cool, I'm ready to start a new chapter in Octopath, but I have a 10-minute bus ride. I'm just going to jump into Dead Cells and run through there and get some new stuff and get more gold and figure out how to jump back and get these better weapons and stuff like that.
How close do you think you are to the perfect run?
No, I'm no Patrick Klepek.
Okay.
I've seen him all over Twitter saying this game's easy and I'm beating it in 4 sittings and all this stuff because he's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
A good head of hair too, But yeah, Dead Cells so far, big thumbs up. I'm really enjoying it.
It's obviously the most Jared of games. Looking at it, but I have, like you, deliberately stayed away because I have other responsibilities right now. That's one that I'm going to dive into when I'm done with some other things I'm working on. I can't wait to play it.
Other Switch games you've been playing. Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Right. So
The demo is out now.
Here's the problem I have, Tim Gettys.
What's your problem?
No, I want to do awkward pause for a second. Octopath Traveler. I've just been saying I'm going to play it forever. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a good time with it. I'm not rushing it. I'm going to beat it. Everything's great. Dead Cells pops up. I'm like, I can't fuck you. I fuck this other game. You know what I mean? This is how it is. I'm with you, Jared. And I'm like, okay, I still have unlimited time. No big deal. And then out of the fucking blue, Sega's like, BT Dubs, here's a Valkyria Chronicles 4 demo.
Yep.
Your progress carries over to the final game. Remember, September 25th. And I was like, oh, fuck. I have a hard deadline to beat Octopath Traveler on September 25th.
Because you suddenly have the demo for the sequel to the best Sega game of all time.
Valkyria Chronicles?
Absolutely.
You're number 1?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hands down. No
those
question.
PSP ones were good, you know what I mean?
Valkyria Chronicles
I think a smart IGN reviewer once gave the PSP Valkyria Chronicles 2 a higher score than Valkyria Chronicles 1.
That reviewer.
Forget his name though. He's real popular.
I don't know who that guy was. Who did review that? I don't know who that was. Was that you? Oh, was that you?
Yeah. I adored it.
You gave it a higher score than 1?
Kevin, can I get a fact check on that? Did you ever look at the chat on the other fact check we were looking for?
Yeah, nobody had any information.
Great. Give me an IGN search for Valkyria Chronicles 1 review, which I think was Ryan Clements, and Valkyria Chronicles 2 review, which was Greg Miller.
Do you just really love teen anime angst?
Who doesn't? Isn't that all? That's all anime is. It's that and accidentally.
No, you have the first
sexual feelings.
There's first Valkyria Chronicles, which is not teen anime angst. I mean, there's teens, but they're not.
And they're anime.
Yeah, they're anime.
There's angst.
They're not being all like, whoo. Nah. 2 did not do it for me.
What I liked about 2 is that it was a version designed for the PSP.
Yeah.
For like the shortcomings and the success of it.
It was
like,
a crappier Valkyria Chronicles that I could take with me.
It was bite-sized Valkyria Chronicles you could take with you.
You were playing it on Switch. I've never played one of these games. I don't even know really what they look like.
Sure.
You were playing it in there
it's beautiful,
with volume
right?
on.
Yeah, sorry
and I
about
was
that.
like, Greg would love Fire Emblem. Just from listening to it. I'm like, Greg needs to fucking play Fire Emblem.
The thing about Valkyria Chronicles 1 and 2 and now 4, right? So here we go. Valkyria Chronicles 2, reviewed by Greg Miller on August 30th, 2010. Scroll me down. Give me a score. Oh, God. 2-page review, Greg. What were you thinking?
You gotta get
fucking IGN wanting them clicks.
You gotta get them clicks.
9.0 is what I gave Valkyria Chronicles 2. And then Valkyria Chronicles 1, reviewed by Ryan Clements.
Okay.
We scrolled
Gotta
past
go to
that.
that second page. See.
9.0. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Can you
Fair.
also pull up on YouTube Valkyria Chronicles 4 and just have some gameplay and pull it up because I want to see it.
That game's so gorgeous.
Well,
so you
very
haven't looked at it at all while we was
I have
playing?
no idea what it looks
oh,
like.
Tim, this game was made for you.
Really?
Yeah. Valkyria Chronicles 4.
I don't
you
know.
love Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
You're going to die.
Really?
It's so good.
Is
it better than Fire Emblem?
Yes.
It's
As somebody who's never played Fire
maybe
Emblem, yes.
It's not quite as brutal as Fire Emblem, but its feel, its beauty, and its depth are going to really, really pull you in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
It's a
you'd love this game.
beautiful. Yeah, the game is stunning. Like that's what they always knocked out of the park, right? It looks like a watercolor painting. It's beautiful. Jesus.
Is that a Macintosh?
What sticks with me about it, why I think I was able to get into Valkyria Chronicles as a series, right, is the fact that I felt it was grounded enough. Kevin, you want to show the other people?
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's
like
the
a-
Japanese trailer. It looks like, but yeah, this
It's
is
like
it.
if World War One, and then this one more World War II, were like fantasy, steampunky, tactical RPGs like XCOM, Final Fantasy Tactics. But then you have like this like Flanders Field stuff going on here, throwing back to World War One and like the Flanders Field Poppy's poem and stuff like that happening. It's a very
it's grounded
thoughtful
enough
game.
where it was like, all right, cool. It is a turn-based strategy game, right? That is set in this cool anime world. Valkyria Chronicles 1 has an amazing story of, Welkin and Alicia and stuff. Characters you can jump into.
Yeah.
And this demo that they're putting out now is the demo I played from Judges Week. So when I played it at Judges Week and talked about it there, everything I said stands here, where it is the fact that it's still beautiful. I already like the characters. They're already super diverse in terms of who they are, what their motivations are. And it's the classic Valkyria gameplay I want, right? Of taking in my troops, building out my squad, taking them in and being like, all right, cool.
The gameplay is this.
Right,
where
but it's
you're-
tactics. Don't let this fool you. This is
I'm
not an
me-
action
Right
game.
now, I'm like,
No, it is effectively Fire Emblem or Final
this is
Fantasy
like the
Tactics.
parts
It
of
just
Fire
looks
Emblem
different.
I don't like.
What
No.
don't you like? What,
The new Fire Emblem that they made, the remake of Gaiden or whatever.
but talk about what you don't like
He
about
wants a
what you see.
top-down map.
Yeah, top-down map. Like,
See, this is what sucks me in, is that you get the top-down map of everyone's layout, then you take control with a command point, that CP at the top, then you move them around and you have an action point bar that's constantly draining. So there you go. You see, you're running around and it's
Got it.
draining out your thing. You get yourself into a position, which includes I'm gonna crouch behind this sandbag. I'm gonna go prone in this tall grass. That's gonna affect my accuracy one way or the other. I'm gonna use my weapons how I want to. I have to flank this tank to get to its like weak point in the back. Like for me, that's the big hook. I think that makes me want to play it more is the fact that it is. Stick with me because I don't know the Fire Emblem thing. Is what you want similar to Advance Wars, where you move the thing around and then it goes into like a 2D battle kind of thing? Yeah, this...
and even then, in Fire Emblem, I turn off the like fancy 3D battle animations because I'm like, I don't care about that. It's like the gameplay is more. It's chess.
See, that's in that you're right. That's what for me this game is it is get your pieces into the right position and play from there. And it is that something goes wrong, I want to replay it to try to get better at what I did.
As somebody that's familiar with both, I honest to goodness believe you would enjoy this.
Okay,
Get the demo. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
it's
it's free, right?
exactly free demo. You get in there and your progress will carry over.
Awesome.
I'm gonna hold off. I think on playing through the demo officially. Maybe I'll play it just to get licks in, but I'm gonna delete it because if I do, it'll be the same thing of I play a few hours now and then next month we get it and I'm like, wait, what? Who is it?
But
What
it
is
does
this?
carry over the save, right? If you
Right,
did
if you
choose
want,
it, yeah.
if you're that kind of person, I'm that kind of person. Octopath was the same way.
That's a neat
Of like,
feature. I
oh
like
yeah,
that.
totally. I love that.
I love that so many people are adopting that now
Yeah.
and going through with it. Fucking cool.
Yeah.
Fallout 76, same thing. Great. Good
Oh,
for
from the
them.
beta, I didn't hear that. Oh, cool.
I hadn't heard that
It-
either.
It carries over.
Woo-wee. But yeah, I can't wait for Valkyria Chronicles. It looks great.
And
Plays
then
great.
the last game you had on your list, unless you had something else to say about Valkyria.
No, I haven't played with 4 yet, so I'm going to have to go with that Greg Miller here.
Super Destronaut DX.
That's right. Super Destronaut
What
DX.
is this, Greg?
This is a game that you buy once. You get it on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. In 15 minutes, you can have 2 platinum. You get 1 platinum trophy, and then 15 minutes, you get the other platinum trophy.
Okay.
Now, here's where I sell Jared on it, and he goes buys it. It's a Space Invaders ripoff.
Sold.
There you go. Told you.
Kevin, can we see this?
Is it fun? Is it good? Space
Super
Invaders ripoff?
Destronaut. You have the spelling.
It's fine.
Because if I've got a Vita and I'm going to play a Space Invaders game, I can play Space Invaders Extreme, correct? Or is that PSP? I'm trying to
wait,
remember.
hold on.
That
No,
might
no,
be
no,
PSP.
it's PSP. That's PSP.
That's PSP. Oh, really? You want to play the DS version because that's the best version.
Yeah.
But
this one, if you wanted to play it for, hey, I want to play it for Space Invaders, not for trophies, I think I think it's fun enough. Yeah,
I'll probably buy it
is.
then.
Like, here, we're going to throw it up here. You're going to see it here in a second.
Yeah, I'll
oh,
take
yeah,
it
what
right
up?
Yeah.
PS4 trophy show in the trophy guide, right? But it's a simple.
that's cute.
It's a simple thing, right? Where some guys shoot, the orange guys shoot sideways, some guys shoot straight down. You have these ghosts you come in, you shoot them too, get some points.
But it's no Space Invaders Extreme.
No, God, no. But I
One
mean,
of the best games of this generation.
Here's the thing: I play a lot of bad games for trophies, right? That's well on the record. We understand that, right?
Yeah.
This wasn't one of them. I mean, I bought it because it's a cheap cash in for trophies, but I didn't buy it because it's not like it's bad.
Greg, can we just make a limited series where I earn as many trophies as possible playing alongside you? Just take me through all these crappy games.
Yeah,
I'll just earn as many trophies as I can.
I would do it. Now, here's something I want to throw out there, and this is going to be a few different things. All right,
I'm excited.
Do you remember the story on Kotaku recently? Entitled, Developer Releases Vita Game with Easy Trophies, so a lot of people buy it. You might remember my great tweet, which was, quote tweet, duh. This, of course, was published by Ethan Gach, probably, on July 27th, 2018. Right? Little Adventure on the Prairie, released last February on both PlayStation 4 and Vita. It's not good. The game consists of walking from left to right, pressing the X button to swing a sword at everything you run into, and occasionally hopping over invisible stags in the level geometry. Its creator didn't need it to be good, though. He just needed to sell enough for him to help fund his next, more ambitious project. And Little Adventure did sell enough, because Little Adventure has easy trophies. I read this article. I was like, I'm glad Kotaku's catching on to what I've been saying forever. Are you ready, Tim, for what can only be referred to as a twist of fate? The developer of that game, after I tweeted about Destronaut, hit me up on DM and was like, hey, here's codes for my game, Little Adventure on the Prairie. And I was like, awesome, I've heard about this game. I'm like, how did this guy get my DM, right? My DMs aren't open. That's a weird thing, right? It's because we had talked to Salem Al-Ghanim before. One of our first ever Patreon
Salem
sponsored.
Ghanem Al-Ghanem?
Yep, Salem Ghanem Al-Ghanem. And I screwed up because a long time ago we asked him to pronounce it. And I'm looking at the DM where he's like Al-Ghanim. But Salem, an old school, kind of funny fan who supported us on Patreon to have his, was he a producer? I don't remember what his title was, right?
You created this monster, Greg. This was you.
So that's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is it's fine. I want some fucking credit, Kotaku.
Greg Miller, ruining lives.
Been out there, ladies and gentlemen, for years
in
now.
These streets.
In the fields. And I'm out there and I'm hoeing the fields and I'm planting the seeds. I'm planting the seeds for the easy bullshit trophies.
You'd have made a great evangelist.
All of this corn is high as an elephant's eye, and it's ready to harvest. Thank you, Salem. Thank you, Weird Destronaut DX, whatever the fuck it's called. God bless America, and God bless trophies. This has been the Kind of Funny Gamescast.
Super Destronaut DX. I guess it's available now if you want to get a trophy or two.
Yeah, in 30 minutes you can have 2
platinums.
Jen keeps inviting these people over for dinner. Had to put up with this fucking goddamn Grimecraft last night. I got Angel Goldfarb tonight.
Oh,
but I'm eventually gonna have time. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna get these adventure trophies from one. Salem Ghanem.
Fantastic. That is quite the story.
That's
quite
great.
the tale. I want to talk. Of course, Kevin's gone right when I need to talk to him.
He'll be back.
But I'll talk to you guys. We've been flying a lot, doing a lot of the traveling, which is great for that. I was saying a couple weeks ago that a while back my Mario Kart 8 file got deleted, so I had to start over everything if I wanted to. But it's been kind of an okay situation. I was happy with it. Is one of these for me? Hell yeah! Thank you. Passion fruit back in rotation.
Wow, look at that.
That's a big day for you.
It is.
Hey, you want to cheers?
Cheers.
Cheers.
LaCroix, cheers. There you go. So I've been going through the old 150cc trying to get all the stars and stuff.
Sure.
And I got most of them. And then there was 3 cups that I could only get 2 stars on because you got to get first place in all 4 races in the Grand Prix to get the 3 gold star, whatever. And I swear to God, there's 3 different Grand Prix that I must have went through 10 times each. That takes up a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
But I finally fucking did it.
Nicely done.
I was very happy. Now I'm looking at a lot of gold stars. And I'm like, man, this game is the gift that keeps on giving.
I'll tell you right now, Tim. I've said it privately. I'll say it publicly too. I can't overstate how impressed I am with you with Mario Kart.
With how much I play Mario Kart.
Because when Mario Kart dropped and it was all the rage here, I talked a good game that I'm really fucking good at Mario Kart and I love Mario Kart and I forget how it happened. But it happened, and we were playing here nonstop. And I was kicking the shit out of most people. Andy would occasionally give me a run for my money, but I pulled away, and he would admit it too. But you were always not here or whatever. So when we finally did it for videos and you won, it was like, well, you only got me a little bit. That was my prime of Mario Kart Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That was me in my prime. And then to see you now, you're probably way past. You're in your prime, but I feel you're still doing. I mean, you play every flight. I look over at you. You're playing this goddamn thing.
I am playing. But the thing with that is, and I said, Kevin, I'm adding Mario Kart here. If you didn't hear.
Yep.
I said this on our review of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So when Alana was on Gamescast last year.
Governor, I want the phone house, don't I?
That's not an Australian accent.
He nailed it.
I've heard it both ways.
Oi, governor?
Oi, governor.
No, that's
They
not
have governors
Australian.
there.
Yeah, you want to hear my Russian accent? Oi, governor. Hammer and sickle, don't we now?
You know what? I don't know where Kansas and Nebraska are.
I brought up that no one's actually good at Mario Kart. Like, no one's actually great at Mario Kart. You're either terrible or you're good, and then it's up to the luck of the draw.
Sure.
Now, of course, if you know the shortcuts, you know the stuff.
If you're Xavier Woods.
But it's like, and yes, I'm sure there is the level of pro gaming Mario Kart that involves a lot of understanding of the different character classes and like which cards. But the way that the game doesn't even give you the stats unless you like go into menus to figure out what the different carts and all that shit
I tried
does.
to do that. I tried to be that guy where I was like, what's the perfect build? And I was like, I got to stop here. This is too much.
I want to be a skeleton driving a golf cart. That's all I want to know. Yeah.
And you know me, I'm standard all the way. Always have been, always will be.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I still believe, like, I'm not good at this game. It's just, I'm as good as anyone else can be. So, but I just enjoy it. It's such a fun game.
I'm glad
That's
you're
part
happy,
of what I
man.
love about the game. It's almost, I think, I don't remember who first said this, but I'm stealing this from someone, that Mario Kart is effectively communism in motion.
Miyamoto.
It's all about like being out there with a bunch of people, and you can be good, but you can't be too good.
Yeah.
Because
They
no
hold
matter
you back,
how
man.
good you are, they're going to hold you back to the rest of the pack. And no matter how far behind you are, they'll find a way to bring you forward. And I think some games should be like that. And I think that's part of the appeal of the game is that as terrible as I am, and the fact that I'm never, ever, ever going to win a race against you, I can cling to that hope that 1 out of 50, I may just luck into a victory.
absolutely.
The
And you
right
will.
shell and then
Yeah,
the right
exactly.
fucking bullet bill.
I
And that
just
makes
love
it
that the
fun.
game is still fun for me. Like all these tens and tens of hours later. And I'm now going to go through mirror mode, trying to get all those. And like the one thing, I've never gotten all the stars on 200cc, and I don't know if it's possible. But one day, maybe I'll see. But after I beat those, I was like, I need to do something else. I Mario Karted out. And I was like, I haven't popped into Mario Odyssey in a very long fucking
right.
time.
Yes, sirree.
And I just
Game of
went
the
in
year.
and I stayed in New Donk City just for 3 hours on the entire flight back from Austin, just walking around every crevice, just trying to see stuff. And it's like, I'm at the point in the game where I have probably like over half of the moons available. So finding new moons is kind of a challenge.
Yeah.
And man, it's just so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
That game just rewards you to just look around and just see things. And like, I can't believe that I'm still finding new shit in the game. Still finding new shit that's fun. There's definitely a grindy element to it. And some of the moons are not fun to get at all. And it's just kind of like, I guess I have to do this thing. Like especially a lot of the challenges that are like, do 100 of the fucking jump rope. I'm like, no, this isn't fun.
I think you'd write a graduate thesis on item placement and challenge composition in Mario Odyssey. The games, a lot of games have collectibles. They seem to have found the perfect mathematical formula for exactly where to put them, at what frequency, and the right amount of challenge when you find them, not just to give them to you, but to alternate between a 5-second task and a 30-minute horrible, mean, terrible obstacle course grind.
Yeah.
And make it fun. I really do think they've discovered some sort of perfect AI supercomputer in the Nintendo basement, like the Bat computer on the old Super Friends, that just prints out a piece of paper, it's like, build it like this, and then they do. Because it is perfect.
It's so great. And it's definitely, and it's going back now, I'm realizing even more, like it's not my favorite 3D Mario game, and it is so fucking fantastic.
Is that still Sunshine for you?
I hate you. No, it's not still Sunshine. But going through it, I'm just like, I love how distracted I get from tasks because I want to do something else. It's like, oh, I'm doing this moon right now. And I'm like, oh, but there's a purple coin over there. So I need to get that. And as I get that, I'm like, fuck, there's this other moon. I'm like, but I need to get back on course. And it just feels so satisfying. And it doesn't feel like a waste of time. I love that. But Kevin has been playing Super Mario 3D Land for the first time on a 3DS. How's that for you?
It's fucking great.
Kevin, what's it like to be back in 3DS Nation?
So this is actually the first 3DS I've ever had, and God, it's so good. I hate that. Okay, I like the 3D effect. I hate the 3DS itself, just because it's like it makes my hands cramp up real bad, real bad. So I'm in a lot of pain, but I can't put down this goddamn game.
I've been blown away when it happened while I was gone, and I came back and I saw you on the couch playing your SNES 3DS. Like, what the fuck? What are you playing? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I hit up my little brother and I was like, "Hey, what games do you have that I can just borrow and play?" And he was like, gave me a little stack. And
What brought this on? Why you were having so much fun with your Switch?
Well, I still am. I just wanted to mix it up a little bit.
I feel like your Fortnite skills, come on.
So what? I mean, what do you think
for Fortnite with me in a while? So.
For these losers that are ready to throw 3DS away, be like, we don't need that anymore. I'm done with it. They were smack talking it months ago. What are your thoughts on it now?
I don't know, man. It's tough. I don't love it enough to say like let's keep it forever. In fact, would it be better on the Switch? Sure.
Exactly.
You know
That's what we were all talking about the 3DS, Jared, as you try to misrepresent the points. It was that stop putting new games on the 3DS, let it go.
I think
if you're a new person, you just woke up from your coma and you're like, I need a handheld. You buy the 3DS, you have a lovely
The point
library.
I was trying to make was that all these were already in development, so of course they were going to release them. I mean,
bah is what I say to that.
Say it again.
bah. Humbug, indeed.
So are you carrying both your 3DS and your Switch with you all times?
They fit in my little water-filled pouch.
Oh.
It's almost as if they're both tiny and you can carry them both at the same time.
I mean,
No, but you shouldn't, to be clear.
Yeah. I mean,
Why should you
I
not?
understand
Way to
carrying
live.
your Vita and your Switch, obviously. Different libraries, different characters, Chasm, it's understandable.
You have different libraries between the Switch and the 3DS.
It's all Mario, it's all Kirby, it's all fucking Turtles.
He's right. It's all the same.
I don't
Except
get it.
for Mario Golf World Tour.
I feel I'm being trolled here. Anyway, Kevin, Mario 3D Land, why do you enjoy it?
There's some the levels are simple enough where none of them are like this is incredibly hard, but getting those 3 coins can be a lot of fun. And I am currently on the last. I'm on World 8, last stage, going into Bowser's house. And that's his house. So
I like that. I like that one. I like Bowser's house. That's good.
Anyway, so and I have all the star coins and stuff. So I'm pretty excited. I'm
doing it
enjoying
right,
it.
man.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the
Mario
shit out of
3D Land, one of my favorite games of all time, and it really got booted because 3D World was such an improvement on it. But playing through it, I love that it's obstacle based. I love that it felt like a 2D Mario game in 3D. It just happened to be in 3D. Just get to the end of the level, and I thought that the challenge coins really, or challenge stars or whatever they were, added a lot of depth to the game.
Yep.
And I loved the game so much that I 100%ed it, which meant you have to play through the entire thing as Mario and Luigi.
I'm unsurprised but ridiculously excited to discover that you love 3D Land that much. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. But again, once 3D World came out, I was like, 3D Land isn't as good.
Well, it's one of those lost classic kind of things. Like, well, yeah, and some games do get lost to time. If you don't play them in the moment, then you're like, well, if I have World, why do I go back and play Land?
Dude, I hope they put 3D World out on Switch just to give it the life that it deserves.
Yeah, that game's spectacular. It really, really is. And that would work. That would not be particularly difficult to do, I don't think.
I'm surprised they haven't yet.
Well, I mean, they got to, they've only got so many development teams in Nintendo, and even when they farm some of the work out to second parties, you still can only make so many games at once. But I figure that's...
Figure it out.
I mean, which would you rather see?
Figure it out.
They may be in the position where they're making the difference between releasing 3D World or releasing Odyssey 2. I mean, they're
totally
going to go for...
Very true.
But
Give me Luigi's Mansion World and Odyssey. That's all I want. Give me Luigi Mansion.
Oh, Luigi's Mansion World in Odyssey.
Right. I want a planet of Luigi's Mansion in Mario Odyssey.
Yes. Sidebar, Tim Gettys, and maybe for Greg Miller too. I don't know if you played these, but what's your favorite Super Mario Land game? Is it 3D Land?
I don't count Mario 3D Land as a land game.
You don't?
No.
Really? You don't count like Mario?
3D Land and 3D World are in their own category. Mario Land 1, 2 are in their own category.
You don't.
That's
put
the Game Boy one?
Yeah.
I played that.
Really?
That was my first Mario
Land too.
Even though that's the portable Mario series?
Yeah, but that's not what makes them similar. Like, that's not the thing that defines them.
So the fact
style
that they're
of
all
game-
called Land?
Yeah, but Mario 3D World and Super Mario World aren't in the same
Oh, I think of those as connected, absolutely.
God, you're so wrong. We've talked about this before, and it upsets me because I remember we were talking about the different tracks of Mario. It's so obvious. It's so clear. All right, Mario games. You got the 2D platformers, right? Mario 1, Mario 2, Japan, Mario 3, Mario World, right?
Okay.
And then there's spin-offs, which I would include Super Mario 2 and Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
Okay.
So wait. Super Mario 2 spinoff?
I would say
Super Mario USA is a spinoff?
Super Mario 2 USA, when you look back in time, is, if not spinoff, it is definitely a like kind of sidestep of like a parentheses mention.
Super Mario Gaiden.
Yes.
Even though it's markedly superior to Super Mario 2 Japan in every conceivable way.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I liked Super Mario 2 Japan.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, that's
I like
interesting.
challenging games. It's the Cuphead of Mario.
It's beyond Cuphead. That one's mean. You were talking
is
earlier
fucking
about Spelunky feeling cruel.
Yeah.
But Mario 2 is just cruel.
You ever play Mario 2, Greg? Like the real Mario 2?
So the one that was in Japan
Lost
or
Levels.
whatever?
Yeah, Lost
no,
Levels
I don't think
is
I
what
ever
they called
did.
That game's mean.
Yeah.
So, you know how video games, especially Super Mario Brothers, is always complimented for teaching you game design. So it's like that
Yeah,
first
exactly.
screen is
Yeah,
everything
you know,
whatever.
the mushroom hits, or the mushroom. God, everybody hates me. The toads. The what?
Goomba.
No, I think it's a toadstool. I know it's Goomba. I fucked it up, but I do know.
Yes. Mario 2 was essentially like, hey, we know we haven't been doing this whole video game thing for that long, but fuck you and everything you know. Like the mushroom, the first mushroom you see in that game is a poison mushroom and it kills you.
Nice. Yeah.
And then later in the game, like let's say 4 levels in, there's a part where you can run and jump over the flagpole. And you know, when you were a kid, that's all you wanted to do was like, what happens if I get over it? They let you actually do it. But because
you
of
go
how
over there, you see your parents get divorced.
well, it's not that bad, but very close.
It's close.
But Super Mario 1, the moment your screen moves, you can't go back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
follows
no,
you.
totally.
So if you jump past the flagpole, you can't go back to the flagpole. And if you keep going, there's just a pipe. You go in the pipe, it brings you back to World 1.
Yeah, it is.
It's fucked up, man.
That's the problem with Mario 2. Miyamoto wasn't really involved in the development of that game at all, and it really shows.
did not know that.
Yeah, he did not have an active role in Mario 2. Now, he was much more involved in Doki Doki Panic, which became Mario USA, which is another reason I consider it a true part of the series. But the other bit of that is that Mario 2, what I don't like about it, I like hard games, but Mario 2 is like a memorization shooter. Like R-Type, where things are just going to fly out of nowhere and kill you instantly, and you're not going to know how to solve it. You can't figure out Mario 2 any way except trial and error, dying and dying and dying. And that's what I don't like about it, because with very few exceptions, games that force you to die, unless they bring you right back like Super Meat Boy or something, those really tend to bug me. And,
It's frustrating, not fun.
Yeah, it's the same reason I don't enjoy a lot of racing games, because you learn racing games by driving the same track over and over and learning, instead of learning on the fly, you learn the curves. And yes, there's an appeal to that, but I don't want that in my side-scrolling Mario platformer.
Sure.
So that's my trouble with that.
So that's one line.
Okay.
Then there's the other line that is the 3D open world games, which include 64, Sunshine, and Odyssey. Then there's the other line that's the 3D obstacle-based, which I call 3D 2D, which is Mario Land and Mario 3D World. Mario 3D Land, 3D World. Then there's the Mario Land series, which is Mario Land and Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy. And that ends there. Then the Wario Land series.
Where's Galaxy?
Then Galaxy and Galaxy 2 are their own thing.
Their own thing, because of the 3D more linear platformers. Okay, so I'm not going to take umbrage with any of what you're saying. I just don't think they're binary, or I don't think they're just in lines. I think there's some crossover, obviously. Some of these games are designed to be mobile series. For example, the Land series. Some of them are, there's a connection between 6 Golden Coins and Wario Land, for example. Those games are related, but they're not in the same series. At the same time, there's a connection between 6 Golden Coins and 3D Land. There's some connections there too, but there's also some connections coming into something like World from Mario
just looks
USA.
at the camera and shakes his head.
Well, think about Mario USA, which is obvious, or pardon me, Mario 3D World, which is obviously inspired by Super Mario USA. With the 4 character dynamics, where they all have the unique abilities, there is a direct connection.
Mario's
there.
in all the games.
No, it's not just that he's in all the games. We're talking about different characters that you can control together. That same U.S. roster.
But they don't have.
I'm just saying it ain't just columns. I think there's some tumbleweeding going on here.
Okay. We'll have to draw this out one day and get to the bottom of it.
I would love to sit and just make this chart with you.
We should. Jared.
Yes.
I have this down as Jared reviewing Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me the review. 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
I can't.
85 out of 10.
I can't review it yet. No, all I can do is acknowledge that I'm reviewing Dragon Quest XI for IGN.
Oh, awesome.
And that's what I've been playing most of recently. So I'm going to have less to talk about this week. I can't talk about that yet.
If it was good, blink somewhere in the rest of the show.
Oh, damn.
I think it's very likely that I will blink at some point, being a human being, and it will have nothing to do with the game, with the quality of the game whatsoever. But yeah, that's
Stay tuned for that. Can you say when it's happening?
I can't say anything else about it yet.
Okay.
Before release, probably.
At some point. Dragon
Maybe on
Quest
the day
11 review on IGN, Darren Petty. But you have been playing. What's up?
How about this? Here, I understand you're a big Dragon Quest guy. Let's throw out anything you've played so far. From what you had seen, I'd seen it at Judges Week, right? And I'd watched basically the E3 demos and stuff and looked at it, and I was like, I don't know the series well. I don't know. Were you excited for it? Did you like what you had seen already from
previews?
Prior
to reviewing it?
For preview stuff.
I think I've talked about it on the show already.
I know. I think you've definitely. For somebody, it's somebody's first Gamescast.
Well, I can say that this doesn't compromise anything. I'm a long-time fan of that series,
and you liked what it was looking like.
Very interested to play this game.
Okay, cool.
I can say that. Yeah.
Thank you. Good to talk
You're
about.
playing Minute on Switch.
I am. So I've been advocating for Minute.
Remember when I said it needs to come to Switch?
Yeah.
Another one. I planted that seed. You're welcome.
Yeah, there were actually little memes like people were making, taking the Minute characters and being like, why isn't this on Switch? You saw stuff like that. Yeah, that game does seem perfectly suited for it. Minute's out on Switch today as we record this. On Switch, grabbed it. Guess what? It's Minute, and that means it's good. Minute, it's $10. It's the main playthrough is going to take you something between 2, 3, 4 hours, depending on how good you are at it. But then there's post game content and a challenge mode that comes, and new mysteries revealed, and a lot more optional content that you'd expect in a game like Minute. It is, in my opinion, one of this year's must-play games.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it is. It is not going to be Game of the Year. But it is just so different than anything else in fun, wonderful ways. Have you played it yet? Have you played it yet?
I did a little bit on PlayStation 4. You were like, you have to play this. I said, it looks good. I want to play it on Switch. You said, it's not coming to Switch. I said, fine, I'll play a little bit of it. Then I looked into the trophies. If I use a guide, you can get trophies in one playthrough, but I don't want to use the guide.
Yeah,
so
don't use the guide for a minute. That'll ruin
I talked to the turtle who talks slow. I talked to a few. I was like, yeah, all right, this is cool. But something immediately happened and I stopped playing.
That's
and
too
then
bad.
it got announced for Switch. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, you'll finish it probably at one sitting, Greg. Sure. There's a very good chance. And that's okay. This is the kind of game that I like to back. Like, they're not, if you think $10 for that 2.5, 3 hour core gameplay is too much, that's what it costs to make video games. We're lucky we're getting it that cheap, honestly. Sure. That it's a small team, but they've got to make what they can make on it. And they did put a lot of depth into it. It's kind of a hybrid between a sort of like Zelda-style exploratory game and an old-school adventure game where you're solving puzzles. But the wonderful gimmick is that every 60 seconds you die, no matter what you do. So you have 60 seconds to accomplish a task, but the world is persistent. You keep coming back to life immediately. It's like bam, bam, bam.
You were telling us about this a couple months ago.
And everything you've changed stays changed. And so you're solving puzzles in these little bursts, and it's really, really fun. I don't want to say much more about it than that, except that it is, in my opinion, one of this year's must-play games.
Oh, wow.
I've never played a game like it.
What I found interesting is on one of the trips where I was gone for a while, I came home and I found one. Geneviève Saint-Ange playing Minute. Like I don't know what it was when she was paging through everything we had on PlayStation. She saw it and jumped in and she played it and she liked what she played.
Yeah, did she finish it?
I don't know. I'm slacking her right now to see.
Check see if she finished it.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked it.
No response. She's working.
The other game you were playing, Green.
Yeah. So again, I've been kind of diving into little things that I can just play when I'm traveling or something like that. Green is one of those games I bought because I saw it on the store on the Switch and was like, well, I've never played that before. Why not? And it was $3.
Oh, cool. So
I was like, I really like Green. Now, I'm still fairly early in it.
Yeah, what's the nutshell version of it?
Nutshell version of this. I believe it's Japanese because there's actually Japanese text in the game.
I'm looking.
You're this cute little green little blob, and there's a cute little blue little blocky or purple. You're a green little blob. There's a little pink blob, kind of super Meat Boy looking. But the catch of the game is something I haven't seen since like Solomon's Key. It's a platformer where you make platforms.
Ew.
So platforms, you have the ability to make as many as you want, pretty much. They are your weapon. They are your traversal means. They are your puzzle solving element. And it's all about gathering little dots in a level and reaching the goal while using the blocks you create to navigate the obstacles.
You showed me a little bit of it. It kind of reminded me of, was it Galaxy 2 in Mario, where it's like there was the cloud suit where you can jump and then make the cloud to jump on?
It's kind of like
that, but 2D, because then it's like Imagine if in Mega Man, if your little lemons could turn into platforms. If like you shoot them, and if you hit the button again, it freezes, and you can jump on it, and then shoot more to like kill people, but then shoot others that kind of like can break the blocks that you had to.
Yeah, it's very much like you use Mega Man 2. It's like those levels in Mega Man 2 where the platforms are trying to kill you, except you have complete control of them.
Yeah,
you are controlling the platform, and there's platforms and obstacles in the level too. But you can throw them and drop them and freeze them in a place where you want them. It's just a fun little game.
It's a cute game.
I really like it.
Yeah, toss the platforms out there.
Right, and then you also use them to kill your enemies and deal with things. And so you have great control over them. I really like it. I'm still early on in it. I don't know if it's not a high stress game. Yeah. At least not yet. Again, it's very new. But I wanted to talk up Green a little bit because that's worth $3 already to me.
Shout out to whoever wrote the description on the shop page here. I'm going to read it verbatim, Tim. Are you ready?
The translation's not great on the shop page.
Pink of my sweetheart who disappeared suddenly in dream. Green enters into a pink dream to find her.
I'm going to say mobile game.
He's on fire. He's on fire today, ladies and gentlemen. Tim brought the good stuff.
Green looks cool. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll have more on Green next week when I played more of it, but it's good at the beginning.
And the last bit I have here, Jared, is just Switch Couch Co-op.
Okay, yeah, this is just a quick little talk. So guess what? The Switch rocks for couch co-op. I mean, we all know this.
True.
Yeah, it does. It's just great for that. My friend, I've mentioned him before, Strawfoot. He's a Monster Hunter YouTuber of some repute.
Let me guess, formerly worked at Twinfinite?
No, did not formerly work at Twinfinite. No, actually lives in Ohio. But he was the guy that lived in my closet in college.
Right.
That I've talked about before in the weird, like, True Genius way, like, except he didn't have a secret passage that led to. That's an underrated Val Kilmer movie, True Genius. You ever watch that?
I feel like this is about the time Nick would burst through like the Kool-Aid Man and start talking about it.
It's a pretty good movie. Yeah. Well, anyway, my friend Jesse, he used to live in my closet. Strawfoot, he came over for the Monster Hunter World Championships here in San Francisco. The qualifiers for the championships were here, and we just sat down with the Switch, and we popped out some Metal Slug 3. Ooh. And played that all the way through, just pumping our quarters in.
I just want to do it too.
Because we're not good at it. Good Lord, that game's amazing.
I love it, man.
So
the music,
the
rocket launcher.
Yeah, and the incredible level of animation detail. Like the fact that there's an animation for every one of them when they become like
zombies,
zombified or overweight, and just like if shooting the gun in the air, the guy's jowls like jiggling, or if they fall in lava, just if they fall in lava, and there's not that much lava in the game, they'll put their hands up like this and do the Terminator thing and like sink down, and you only see that animation like once ever, and there's just there were only 26 people that made this game. I can't figure out how they did it. It's so good, and yes, it's a quarter much. Although I've seen people that are actually good at Metal Slug that play it like Contra and never ever die.
Wow,
I don't understand those people. But because we figured out how many coins, it tells you at the end how many continues you did, and so it's pretty.
This would have cost you $1,000.
Exactly. I think we actually finished the game between the two of us for like $50, maybe less.
Me and my friend Curran modded his PS2 so many years ago. And we went, it was a very exciting day. That PS2, I think, is actually, it's right there.
Yeah.
The one with the blue all around it. Yeah, because it has that flip top thing where at the top loader you had to put the disc in. We went to Chinatown because it was before I knew how to download games or anything like that. And I got the Transformers Generation 1 game that was Japan exclusive. And we got Metal Slug 3, which was Japan exclusive. And it was the only way to play it on a home console at the time. And we had such a fucking good time with that game. And that was one of the games we modded it for. We're like, we want to fucking play Metal Slug 3 and not have to pay $1 million at Roundtable.
And when you see Metal Slug 3 now, I don't think people, until you play it, you don't get it. Like if you watch a video,
even if people play it now, they don't get it.
I disagree. If you play that game and get to around the time you become a blood vomiting zombie that can murder everything, that game gets real fun.
Level 2,
yeah, level 2. That game gets real. Metal Slug 3 and Metal Slug X. Those are the two that still I think hold up. Both of those games are great.
Those games are so special to me because of what you're talking about with the animation. It's like they have such a unique look that I feel nowadays we're so spoiled with video games, especially 2D, hand-drawn, like cool animated looking things. Like back then, that was like so mind-blowing that a game could look that beautiful. I think back to even like Street Fighter 3. Like the look that game had, the with the pixel art, like there was so much love put into it. And now you see Street Fighter 4, and it's like, well, okay, this is what a video game should look like, I guess. But Metal Gear or Metal Slug, like the amount of times me and Kevin will go to the arcade and just kind of like watch it playing without us even paying for it. Like it's fucking cool.
It's one of those games that I think that if you obliterated it from the timeline, if Metal Slug 3 or Metal Slug X, those two in particular, had never existed, there'd never been Metal Slug ever, and it was released this year as a new like small studio game, it would get a 9 at IGN.
Oh.
I really do think that.
I don't.
I do.
Wow.
I think it's that well constructed. And the fact it never gets dull. It's just everything just keeps. I mean, by the end of that game, like when you're going to space, like eventually in a flying saucer, it turns into a vertical shooter out of nowhere. And suddenly it's like Life Force, and then you're falling through the air in a tank, like in a midair fight with a giant alien brain. It's incredible. I love it.
Mr. Petty, where do you come down on Enter the Gungeon?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Metal Slug good, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's clearly a 1-to-1 comparison. I enjoyed that game. I know they've patched it a bunch since it launched. When it originally launched, I was like, it's lacking a bit, and I know they've done a lot to it since then.
I haven't played it since early, but I liked it even when it was new.
Yeah.
But it didn't, I didn't get addicted to it or anything like that. Why do you ask?
I think a game recently that's come around that I've been like, well, not even recently now. It's been years. But when I played it, enjoyed it a lot, and it reminded me of throwing back to that nostalgia for a game like Metal Slug. Not playing like it, not being exactly like it, but making me feel nostalgia.
I have this thing I do that, because there's nostalgia, and I had some nostalgia, but even beyond nostalgia, there's just like, wow, this is still a really great game. I try to do this sometimes with new games. I'll be like, if this game, particularly new games that have an old art style, instead of going into nostalgia, I'll be like, if this game had come out in 1988 or 1992, what would we have thought of it then? Yeah. And likewise, going the other way with some old games and looking at the future, like if this game were new right now, what would we review it as? And I think like Mega Man 9, I say is my favorite Mega Man. That's because I believe if Mega Man 9 had come out in 1989, we would be remembered as one of the all-time great video games. We don't now because it came along later, but I believe it is the best Mega Man game, and the Mega Man games are the best platformers ever made, and therefore it is like a top 100 all-time video game. Yeah. Easy. And likewise, we can do that with some old games like, wow, Chrono Trigger came out in 1995, and I play it now, and I'm like, if this game were new, it would be a 10, even today. And that's an interesting way to look at, to try to take nostalgia out of it and go, what kind of game is this? And that helps a lot. And I think Metal Slug holds up despite being a quarter muncher because there is a skill factor to Metal Slug. Like, yes, you can just burrow your way through it Ninja Turtle style. But if you're good at Metal Slug, you can get through stages without dying. Yeah. It's incredible.
Any other games?
I think there were others. I think I've talked long enough.
Yeah.
I played
on your Switch.
Dude.
We played some Blaster Master Zero together, co-op mode, which is a game I talk about a lot and really enjoy. We tried to play Ikaruga together and started having some trouble with the controller. We played some Pocket Rumble. Which is not co-op. But we had a great time. And again, just that Switch. And we just kind of went down this list. It was like Switch game after Switch game after Switch game. And
Switch is killing it.
It's killing it, and it's so great to be able to Karen. Like, literally just flip it up, grab those two controllers, and play. Oh my gosh, it's great.
And it was great to walk around RTX and see that exact thing happening. I kept calling them out, like, you're the commercial.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there playing with their Joy-Con.
Commercial.
I want to be Karen.
Like, what are you talking about?
You know what I mean? I'll see that at Gamescast.
I want to be Karen for Halloween. I'm trying to find that skirt.
Oh my God, that's awesome. But everyone will think you're Velma.
That's true, they will. And then the last one, we did just run over to my PC and play Samurai Gun for a while, a game that should be on Switch, but isn't. You ever played that?
I have not. Wait, Samurai Gun. Is that it's similar to Metal Slug? Where
No, Samurai Gun is a fairly new game. That's a party mode game if you haven't played that is beyond perfect.
No, I'm blanking. I'm totally
wrong. My gosh. Okay, so Samurai Gun, 4 little samurai guys. Yes, it has a pixely art style that doesn't reflect on the actual game. You have a sword. You have 3 bullets. It's kind of like Towerfall.
Did it come out around Nidhogg?
Around Nidhogg, yes, but it's 4-player.
I remember this.
It is great. It's a little bit of Towerfall and a little bit of Smash Brothers and a little bit of Nidhogg.
I played this at some show.
And I think
this is a game we played at PAX.
Okay.
As much as I love Towerfall and as much as I love Nidhogg, I think I like Samurai Gun more.
Oh my God,
that game's amazing.
We should definitely do.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah.
Samurai Gun.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll hear you in Texas.
Amazing.
Darn closed more. So
Hey, tell Andy that we need to do Samurai Gun for Party Mode.
Okay.
Can I visit that one?
Thank you.
I love
Thank
that
you.
game. I can't be.
maybe.
Can't visit real.
Maybe.
Aw.
Yes, you can visit.
So the
Oh, I
thing-
thought maybe it was like that was because we're going to keep the same cast. I don't want to screw up Party Mode.
Oh no, that's not how Party Mode works. In review, we keep the same cast.
Oh, really?
Party
Okay.
Mode, we don't give a shit.
Oh, really?
Andy cares a lot.
If you want to be on a Party Mode, everybody tweet at Andy saying I'm in. Just tweet at Maximum Cortez. I'm in. It'll make sense to him. It'll make sense.
I want to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. This is the topic of the show.
We got a topic of the show, and it's time to talk about things that happen on the show and games.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to
So
put
today,
a beat on
as
that.
of recording on Thursday, August 9th, 2018, we saw our first gameplay trailer. Gameplay vignette, I would
Indeed.
say.
Yeah.
Of Red Dead Redemption 2, running at approximately 6 minutes and 20 seconds. I was impressed by their showing, and they, at the end of it, straight up said, there's going to be more of these.
Yeah, the next one we'll talk about
coming
missions.
soon. So-
Yeah.
Now, what I want to say is the reason this is topic of the show is because we're excited about it, of course. Me excited about it. Jared's super excited about
Yep.
it. Jared has a podcast
Yeah.
called Red Dead Radio.
Yeah.
Weekly show about Red Dead Redemption.
Every week on iTunes, Android, reddeadradio.com, or youtube.com/hotblipandajump.
It's such a good show that for the reveal of the gameplay trailer, Jared decided he would put an albatross around his neck named Gary Whitta, who was like, I don't even think I'm going to watch the reveal trailer. And on the Games Daily, I had to be like, no, you have to watch it if you're
Yeah.
going to do the show with Jared.
Yes, that was kind of important.
Yeah, exactly.
If he had refused to do that,
Gary.
I'm afraid we would just have to banish him into the darkness.
Exactly. Call up John Ryan. He's always
Yeah.
ready to go.
John Ryan's going to be on too.
Oh, great.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Then yeah, Gary Whitta. Who cares? He's gonna
John Ryan's going to be on as well.
Jared Petty, were you as fucking into this as I was?
Yeah, I mean, we're recording our episode tonight to go live Friday, but what I saw did not surprise me.
Yeah.
And absolutely blew me away.
Yeah.
It's nice to have high expectations and see them met or exceeded.
And that's the thing where people, recently on Games Daily, somebody wrote in and was like, I don't know why everybody's so excited for Red Dead. I think Game of the Year we're talking about or whatever. Does it really have a shot? Blah, blah, blah. And you just nailed it, right? Of like, I was like, last night, or this morning, I think, when I was brushing my teeth, somebody was like, are you guys doing a live reacts or should I watch IGN? I'm like, watch IGN. We're just going to talk about it on Games Daily. It'll be fine. And then when I didn't watch it live, didn't do any of this stuff, got in, settled, had my coffee, and I was like, oh, right, for news. And I started it. And as soon as they fucking did that first open shot of him on the horse with the Vista, I was like, fuck me. Are you kidding me? Like, right there. They could have just stopped there. And been like, this is the game, right? You want to do all
It's
this on
pretty-
your horse. I'm like,
dude, all the shots of them in any forest shot.
Yeah.
And you just see the sunlight going through.
filtering through leaves and trees.
Or like there's the scene of him hunting and you just see like the light kind of blocking the deer. I was like, fuck, man. Like there's just like a level of
Craftsmanship.
just being engrossed in the world
Yeah.
that I haven't really seen before. And it's all done through just the lighting and making outside feel real.
And
Yeah.
that's Rockstar. Rockstar is all about, and I don't think we could talk about this enough, the little things. That's what makes them, that's why when you take as much time as they do to make a game, you can focus on creating tiny little things. John Ryan's talked about, when he watched the live demo of Red Dead Redemption 2, seeing like a rock roll and hit other rocks and cause and literally like pebble physics going on in gameplay because they had time to do that.
Yeah.
And there's so much of that from the lighting and the way mist is used. And I like somebody wrote to me on Twitter and pointed out, mist and lighting seem to be used in this game not to obscure draw distance, but to enhance it.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. That's such a reversal, but also just the tiny details. Like you see a guy shot off a horse at one point and the horse bucks dynamically and the guy falls and it's not a scripted fall.
Yeah.
He's falling in the physics.
You see
And yet
those
it
horse balls?
Saw
didn't see the
those.
horse
I
balls,
did.
no.
At
I
4
did see
minutes,
those.
20 seconds in the video, there's a horse with just fucking big old balls hanging out
good
there.
for him, man.
Somebody else pointed out a guy gets shot and he takes another couple of steps before he falls. But again, it's not like it doesn't look scripted. It's that guy was moving forward with momentum.
Yeah.
He's on that terrain. Yet the physics don't look ragdolly. They look right.
The one thing that I didn't love about it, like visually, is some of the animations. I look at them, it's still very Rockstar, where it's still very, the characters have this like kind of like jaunt to their movement, where I'm just like, all right, like it reminds me of GTA 3. Even really the most pretty version of it ever, but just like seeing the way that they move, I feel doesn't match the way that they're acting.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
feel like they're just like jaunting along? Like
It's just kind of like, it has this weird like like PS2 cutscene era vibe to it. Just the animation.
And now, see, for Arthur, that makes sense to me because Arthur that's like his whole thing is I am guy that walks like this. Like that's kind of his persona. I'll have to look back and look at the people animations again. But when I saw the interactive animations from combat to shooting to riding, it all looked pretty darn natural to me. Balancing on the horse, the horses. Oh my gosh! Like just
Horses look fantastic.
muscle sculpture on the horses as they're moving. What the heck?
I know. No, it looks so
Well,
good.
an important thing to keep in mind about this game is it's Rockstar's first ground up this generation game that they've made. Because like GTA 5, I mean, yeah, we think of it as this gen. It was last gen.
Yeah.
And the port has been awesome and it looks great on PS4 and Xbox One. But this is the first time that they're like really able to flex the muscles of the PS4, Xbox One, especially Xbox One X, PS4 Pro.
I think this is a place where, and we're talking about One X and PS4 Pro, but I'm thinking back for a second here. Remember when that came out on 2013 on the 360 and the PS3? Smoke should have been coming out of the side of those machines. Like we'd never seen any world that big that looked that good. And now it looks like they're doing it all again. That's the part that just blows my mind.
When I finished it and like where the admissions are coming on, I was like, oh fuck, right, the story, right? Like for me, it was just like the excitement to exist in that world indefinitely. Not the story, but when it is like they were talking about, you set up camp and you're like, oh, that'll be a cool thing. But it's like, oh no, there's morale based on what you bring back and how you're doing. Okay. And then when they're cutting around and it's like, wait, there's wives and children here.
Yeah.
Like these aren't just, hey, we're the bandits from Unforgiven or Tombstone or whatever, and we're the bad guys. It's like, no, you're going to sympathize with these people. We're going to show you why they do what they do and that they aren't just one-dimensional bad guys. I'm making a lot of assumptions, but by having these people and then spending time in the camps and talking to the NPCs to learn more about it, to care more about it.
Yeah, well, you looked at, you saw John and Abigail and Jack all together there in the back of the fire for a second. It sure looks like them.
Yeah.
But you have all these other people, some of who you know, some of who you don't, popping up here. And I do love that Rockstar's made no secret of the fact that the reason I'm so excited about this game, the reason I do a show about this game, is that they're trying to break down that expectation of how we interact with open worlds in a different way. Breath of the Wild broke a lot of those expectations in one sense, the interactivity, the kind of Rube Goldberg machine stuff. What Rockstar seems to be trying to do is smooth off that whole exclamation point over the head, question mark over the head approach, where like the side missions are a matter of, I'm building a relationship with this guy in this camp naturally because he's interesting. And if I do that long enough, and this guy, and at the right time of day I show, and suddenly there's a quest, but it's just something that came out of
really
knowing
interesting,
this guy. That's what I saw in this video today.
No, that's true.
And
that's awesome.
that's what I'm looking at. And the idea that I think is kind of one more what they're going for.
Yeah.
And that's what's got me worked up, because in a year where God of War revolutionized a semi-linear single-player experience, Red Dead Redemption 2 has the potential to revolutionize open world story-driven experience. And that could, what a year it could be.
What I mentioned earlier on Games Daily, but the thing for me is like, I always tell the stories about John Marston. He was a good guy for me. That's how I played him. That's the narrative I crafted around my actions. And the game didn't really reward me or punish me one or the other, right? This is what it was. The thing they showed today, right, of like riding up on the guy who's like holding another guy at gunpoint and getting to decide like interact or be aggressive or let it go. And he's like, whatever, I don't care what you do, and like ride on, right? Yeah. And then how you talk to police, right? When they were like, oh, this is like, do you want to be like, fight, shoot, use a knife? It's like, it's going to be interesting to see my thought, the way I'm projecting my character, the way I think I'm playing it, actually get tested then in real world. Like, okay, what are you doing now? Like in this moment, what are you going to do?
Especially since I understand these NPCs are persistent. They have lives. They have schedules. They have perhaps at an even greater depth than what we've experienced in things like Elder Scrolls. Not just walking around in a pattern, but they will most likely remember you.
Sure.
They will have some connection to the way you treated them before. Even like Shopkeeper B may have an opinion of you when you run into him 40 hours later, maybe. That's incredible. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's
I like
awesome.
how that affects the story, that all these people are going to have a greater illusion of depth. I love AI, and I love that study of games as AI systems, because fundamentally a game is sort of an AI brain, right? It's a crude one, but it is. Games originally grew out of MIT's lab where they were studying artificial intelligence. And the people there, in addition to studying artificial intelligence, also started developing video games because the two things are deeply connected.
It's going to be interesting, like with the AI and my choices and what I actually will be. Because for me, my John was good, but it wasn't really based on much, right? Just the fact that I didn't have a reputation, which I could have erased anyways. But leaving E3, right, I looked at Cyberpunk. And what I said when we talked about it is I feel like this is the first game where I'm really going to play a role. So first role-playing game I'm really going to play and like lean into and not project on it. But then watching it today, it's like, well, in those moments, am I going to be like, yeah, I'm going to stop her, I'm going to blow off, or I'm going to do this? And like, how does that, as you're saying, reflect back to the gang? If I'm out there playing good guy gang member, right, and Dutch's gang, and they're like, that's got to have a repercussion, right? Let alone like if it is that we're a group together and we all have our guns drawn and they all want to shoot and I don't. What does that do to the town's reputation, the reputation with like guys and stuff? There's a lot of cool systems they're playing with.
I agree. What are your thoughts, Tim?
Kill them all. Let God sort them out.
Wow, that's right. Look at Tim riding in.
No, honestly, I thought that this gameplay trailer did everything it needed to. Like there was a lot of questions about what the game was going to be for this, because looking at so far, it's been a lot of the story stuff, and I feel like the way that they presented the information here, it shows a level of confidence of just like, this is going to be fucking good. You guys all know it, and we're going to keep telling you more things that are good about it, and we're going to keep going. I loved the HUD and how minimalist it was. Yeah. And I feel like obviously that's a trend that we've been moving towards the last 6 years. But for a game as open as this, a minimal HUD, I feel complicates matters a lot. But I feel like, at least from what we've seen, anytime that there was a context sensitive thing that needed to happen, the information was on the screen in a way that made sense to the player. Yeah. Where even though I didn't have my hands on the controller, it looked like it was second nature to understand if you're like punching someone, here's the controls, and that they make sense. Whereas if you're riding the horse, here's what you're going to be doing, and like that obviously helps with the immersion totally. And I just think that I'm not the type of guy that likes to get lost in worlds like this, so it's like this game to me seems potentially too daunting.
Are you still thinking you're not going to be playing it?
I mean, I'm definitely going to give it a shot, but it's like I feel like this is more in the Witcher category than Red Dead 1 was. Okay. And that definitely worries me.
That gets me so excited. Because as much as
I'm alone in this.
I liked The Witcher, right, but dropped out before I even completed Act 1, but I put like 30 hours into it, but it's just like, cool, I like what you're doing, but it's not my world. I was just visiting. Whereas this is a world I'm so interested in that, if it can be the everlasting gobstopper that Witcher 3 was, right? If it is that I can just fuck off and build up my camp for hours on end before I ever go do something, I
strongly suspect that it will be. They know, Rockstar understands its audience. Again, probably better than most companies do. They know what we're there for, and it's weird. I don't want to call them formulaic because they're such innovators, but they do understand I don't want to call it the formula at all. They understand the core experiences we want to walk away with from a Rockstar game. And one of those, and I like to steal this analogy, which I originally heard from Chris Kohler, who works over Kotaku. The human beings, he says, are a storytelling species. And Rockstar understands that these games are about making and then telling a story. Greg and I have talked about this some too. You have this thing that only happened to you in your game. And then you go tell your friends about it the next day, and they tell you about it the next day. And that's what makes these games fun. Whatever else I saw in the trailer today, I saw a tremendous opportunity to find my own way to play a game that's still going to have a coherent story. That is a hard balance to pull off.
Totally. Also, what I love about that is there's the one scene of him on the mountain, and you just see him walking, and the camera kind of turns, and then you notice that there's a guy holding on to the mountain, and I just love that because it's a perfect example of, I'm assuming there are multiple options you can do there. Yeah, right? You can throw him off, you can bring him up, or you could just leave him. And
it pops in the context menu if you look.
And it's that's so cool. It's like I love that. Like that's going to be one of those moments potentially where we all come to work and it's like, oh, I did this. It's like, well, this meant that this whole thing never even happened, you know, and it like changes everything.
I also love how alive the world is. We barely scratch. I mean, there's so much in this trailer. We could talk about it forever. But I love that there's something scurrying in the background of practically every shot. This is an America that is not completely crammed with human beings yet, which means wildlife is everywhere. A world that Yeah, you know, I remember when I walked around the South Dakota prairie, and I'm walking through a graveyard outside a little town in South Dakota, and, you know, there's jackrabbit running across the yard and birds in the air, and because there weren't people around. And when there aren't people around, they're animals.
Yeah.
And that world is full of them. I love that about it. Did you see him loading the revolver and each individual component on the revolver?
And it all moves.
That's not a cutscene. He's putting bullets in, and those are all there. Those bullets are being loaded into the gun. Or when he's holding, I believe it was either a Sharps or a Spencer. I didn't look carefully. It may have been a Sharps. But like seeing the lever cock back because the different parts of the gun move individually. It's just... That's incredible.
They were talking about that, and they were talking about how it's like realistic reload times, realistic recoil, and all this stuff. And I loved seeing it as they were talking about it, of doing the thing where you're marking all of them, and it's just like I like how the speed of the gameplay is so designed to like create the experience that it's not this kind of like GTA kind of just punch, like mow everything down like crazy.
Well, I like that they talked about the weight of the guns, the recoil of the guns, and then they showed gameplay look good and look different. And then also we're like, we've also redone the Deadeye system, whatever I forget it's called, where it actually looks.
Deadeye system.
You could understand it because I remember that being so confusing for me to try to use when I first started playing Red Dead that I don't remember using it that much.
Yeah, Deadeye is pretty important for playing Red Dead. Like I don't want to say high level. I'm not sure there's such a thing as high level Red Dead play in the first one.
Sure,
probably online there is. Never mind. I'm being silly, but it is important for getting you out of some situations. I think that there'll be a much more, because even the version we got in GTA 5 was refined.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see an even more refined
I remember
version
for
here.
trying to figure out in the tutorials or whatever for the original one where I went up and marked the guy's head finally, but I marked it like 17 times. And then like you did, it's like, it's like bam, bam, bam. His head's like going, I'm like, this is not what I meant. I don't know how to use this.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. You could have had an open casket, but I fucked that up.
Jesus.
That's
Oh, man. Any other closing words on Red Dead?
Just this. You were kind enough to plug my show. We're going to talk about this for like probably the next 2 weeks, so that'd be a good place to go for ridiculous in depth. But also,
how many times have you watched the trailer so far?
I've lost. I don't know, Greg.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been bouncing back and forth throughout it, so that's
gotcha.
Straight through, maybe only once or twice.
Okay.
Like, but
the rewind theater style, jump back and pause.
through. Yeah, there's a lot more to that. The other bit, and I don't want to be super pluggy or anything, but IGN in 5 minutes, or Red Dead in 5 minutes went up on IGN today. And that's a great way to go back and see the story of one.
Did you do that as well?
I wrote that, yeah. But that just went up. And in 5 minutes, you can catch up with everything.
Cool.
So that's actually really, like, if you've forgotten some of what was happening, great way to get.
I definitely have.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Did they stopped the zombies, right?
They did. The zombies made it into the, they get like a line in the script.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Very funny. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for everyone's favorite mobile game or bullshit.
It's mobile game or bullshit. It's mobile game or bullshit. Jerry's gonna read some stuff and we'll figure out if it's over there. Jerry,
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the world's favorite video game quiz game. That's not video game quiz. Wow, I got to work on this.
It's okay. You're getting there. You're working it out. It's
I
only
gotta work it out.
It's only
No.
like episode 7.
No, I should have by now. I should have some tropes.
I know you fucking should.
I really should.
Hit 'em.
I
Put a little
gave you
more
the
on it.
goddamn intro.
You gave me a song. I need to be leaning in there. Ladies and gentlemen, today on Mobile Game or Bullshit, mobile game or Dark Souls Sword.
Love it. I love this so much.
What I like about this is that you and I know no Dark Souls Sword.
None at all.
So the chat is going to be so
Yeah,
mad that
they're
we
gonna
get
know.
it wrong.
They're all
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
fucking know.
Yep. Throwing in that extra twist. I really enjoyed this twist 2 weeks ago when we did this. One of these is both. So we're going to go for all 5, but then you're going to go back through and pick your both at the end, just like you did last time. I probably should have warned you about that, Greg.
Oh, no, you did. I was writing
Okay.
Dark Souls Sword in there.
All right,
Nothing
so there we
changed.
go.
Remember, we'll circle them. It'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Who went first last time? I don't remember.
I don't care.
Okay.
Greg.
All right. We'll say it. So, Tim, you're going first.
Okay.
Goblin Sword. A retro-inspired action platformer with light RPG elements.
Give me the description again.
A retro-inspired action platformer with light RPG elements.
I'm going to say it's Dark Souls.
Dark Souls Sword. Goblin Sword. Greg Miller, your guess? Your thoughts on that?
I know. I'm thinking. I'm going to say that it's a mobile game.
Mobile game.
The description just sounded too basic.
The name of the sword, I think, sounds too basic to be Dark Souls.
You're right.
So hard. This game's hard. Greg Miller, Chaos Blade. Choose your fighter and select from 7 different weapons in the ultimate battle for the Chaos Blade.
Mobile game.
Mobile game.
Mobile game.
Mobile game. Number 3, Tim Gettys. Guardian Sword. Guardian Sword from Pixsoft doesn't look like much at a glance, but under the surface lies a deep and strategic experience worth checking out.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls Sword.
I'm saying Dark Souls as well.
Dark Souls Sword.
I have no idea what Dark Souls swords names are.
You get
That's why I picked this, because you guys,
That's
neither
good.
of you guys play Dark
But I mean,
Souls.
I don't even understand like a genre. Like, are they things that are like sound like typos on a keyboard, or could they be Goblin Sword?
Gotcha. Or Susan? Is that what you said?
The Susan Sword.
Greg Miller?
Yeah.
Swap Sword.
Swap Sword. Okay.
A knife-sharp puzzle battle from the creators of Stellar Smooch and Sunburn Match.
God, as soon as you said it, I was like so mobile, and then you said those two games at
Stellar
the end, and that
Smooch.
sounds so bullshit.
Stellar Smooch
Fuck.
and Sunburn Match.
Oh fuck.
Mobile game or bullshit?
Fuck. I'm gonna stick to what my initial impression and go mobile.
Mobile game.
I'm going mobile game with this one.
Mobile game.
Because that description is too perfect.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Dark Sword. All I remember is that night. The dark dragon has closed the gate to the sun, and light vanished. All living creatures became dark, only carrying what's left behind, the eternal pain.
Jesus Christ. That's the game description, potentially?
Or Jared wrote it.
Mobile game or Dark Souls Sword?
Dark Souls Sword, I guess.
I'm saying Dark Souls as well.
Dark Souls Sword. All right, now, Greg Miller,
Yeah.
which one is both?
I'm saying that I'm putting my star to indicate both on Chaos Blade.
Okay.
I'm going to do it on Swap Sword.
Swap Sword.
Okay.
All right, guys, time for the big reveal. Are you ready?
We're ready, Jared.
Goblin Sword, a retro-inspired action platformer with light RPG elements, mobile game.
Yeah. It's a mobile game. I'm Greg Miller.
Chaos Blade. Choose your fighter and select from 7 different weapons in the ultimate battle for the Chaos Blade. Dark Souls Sword.
Duh. We both got it wrong.
Wow.
But I'm leaving. I still have a chance with the star. It could be both, right? At the very end, we were real.
Well, it probably can't be both.
If it's not one.
but it could be.
No, I'm being,
Could
I'm
be.
being, Guardian Sword from Pixsoft doesn't look like much at a glance, but under the surface lies a deep and strategic experience worth checking out. That is, in fact, from the description of the mobile game.
Wow.
It's drawn from a review, I think, on Touch Arcade, although I don't remember for sure, but they actually put it in the description.
I'm so bad.
Guardian Sword, mobile game.
If you don't get Swap Sword, fuck, it's a top. Whatever, go.
Swap Sword, a knife-sharp puzzle match from the creators of Stellar Smooch and Sunburn
Hate that
Match.
shit.
Well done, gentlemen. That's a mobile game. And so are Stellar Smooch and Sunburn Match.
Of course they are. Stellar Smooch.
That's right. This is a puzzle battle game. Finally, Dark Sword description. All I remember is that night, the dark dragon has closed the gate to the sun, and light vanished. All living creatures became dark, only carrying what's left behind, the eternal pain. That's totally the description of a mobile game.
Oh my God.
I kid you not. That's from the description of a mobile game. Wow. Yep. So, gentlemen, what do we have here so far?
Right now, I am up 2-1 on Tim.
Okay,
But
2-1.
We only know that my double down game has been eliminated. Tim's is still in play with Swap
Still in
Sword.
spades. We could end up with a tie here, but sadly, Dark Sword is both a Dark Souls weapon
You're too good at this.
and a mobile
You're
game.
too good of a game master.
Kind of you to say. I'm sorry, Tim.
Oh man.
Yet again.
I got points on the board.
You
I'll
did
take
get points
it.
on the board.
So wait, we get a point then for
You would get a point if you'd picked the right one, but neither of you picked the right one. So, oh wait, Dark
Right.
Sword. No, Dark Sword is not a mobile. It's a mobile game and
a Dark Souls weapon.
a Dark Souls weapon. So
Sure.
yeah.
So the final score is then 3-2.
Yeah, it's still Greg still wins.
Oh yeah, I know. Don't worry, I'm not giving that up. Sorry,
Greg
Tim.
wins.
Maybe another
Hit
time.
the music.
A 1, 2, 3,
I closed
4,
it.
5,
So
6.
final score, 3-2.
I understand. This is your first time ever doing this show.
We haven't done this in like 2 weeks.
Keep fucking playing your Mario game over there, nerd.
I'm not.
I see you over there, feet kicked up, getting your Goombas. Get out of
Get
here.
those fucking Goombas, you fucking nerd. Ladies and gentlemen.
Jared's going up.
Now,
Thank you very much for joining us. What's up, Jared?
I was just going to say, before we go off, I'd like to ask people to suggest topics for next week's
Please
mobile
do.
game or bullshit. You can tweet me at PettyCommaJared.
Because next week, Greg and I are both not going to be on the show. It is a Jared Petty spectacular. Can we talk about what's going to happen?
I think we can because I said yes. So
Okay.
at least one representative of the Video Game History Foundation, Mr. Frank Cifaldi, as well, I hope, with somebody else, are going to be here to talk about video game history and the importance of preserving it.
Oh, that's
Fucking
awesome.
This is super timely with all the emulator talk.
No.
Are you guys going to get into all that?
I imagine we
Please
probably will.
do. That's great. I'm excited for that episode. But until then, I love you guys. We're about to get to the post show. It's going to be a fun one.
Patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Come watch the post show. Come on, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Click all the way over there to subscribe to our channel. Click below to go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames and get each and every episode early, along with a bunch of exclusive goodies and more. Click up here for a list of Gamescast episodes you can keep watching. Click down there to go to youtube.com/kindoffunny, our other channel that has all sorts of cool stuff, like Nick Scarpino crying. Which video is it? Find out.